What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here, and we are back, and we are about to jump into Warframe, but we are going to do something a little bit different today, and you can probably tell by the title, this is not a regular daily thing that, it doesn't have a lot to do with Warframe itself, but if you are interested, this is a great way to stress test your computer, and a good way to tell if there are any memory leaks, whether it be because of Warframe or because of other reasons like your drivers. So this is knowledge that I have acquired from D.E. Glenn. He does have a video on this, so I will put a URL to his video down in the description for you guys to check that out and run the test yourself. I mean, you can run it the same way that I'm about to run it now, but in order to really comprehend why things are happening and how you could go about fixing them, D.E. Glenn does a great job of finding out how that happens. But I'm about to run a stress test on my computer because I have already done this once, and I know there is a little bit of a problem, and I want to redo this on camera to see, or using my recording software to see, number one, if it's any worse, and number two, to kind of capture it and have a record of it, so that you guys can, number one, learn from it, and maybe if I get an email over to Glenn, if I cannot figure out how to resolve this problem, that maybe he has a good idea and knows how. He does go over a couple reasons why this might be happening in his video. Or if you guys know what is going on, if anyone here is computer savvy, I know a little bit, but I don't know enough to resolve these kind of problems without, forums and whatnot. Maybe, people saying this would work for me and I'll try it. But anyways, we're going to get into it, and I'm going to show you how right now to run this test. So in your login menu, with both slots blank, what you want to do is go to your email slot. This is the only slot you'll be typing in, but you're going to type in corpus.outbreak. So corpus.outbreak, corpus.outbreak, and you are going to hit enter without doing anything in the password section, and you're going to start a stress test. Okay, now that we hit enter, the stress test should start. You guys will be seeing my memory section up there, which is going to show how much memory Warframe is using, which is the one all the way at the top. And then I'm using Open Broadcast software, which is recording this video. And that number shouldn't change all that much under the memory section. The number you will be seeing increase over time is the number under the memory and next to Warframe. So right now it's about 1340, we'll say 1350 just for, the sake of saying so. And you are also seeing this number right here, which is the amount of RAM that Warframe is using. So the RAM down here is not going to increase. It's going to fluctuate a little bit, but it's not going to increase much at all. It'll probably never go above 600, and things are going to get chaotic on the screen, and a whole lot's going to go on the screen. So this number shows that Warframe itself, that this is the problem. Now, because that's not going to change, we know that Warframe itself isn't causing the problem. It's the fact that my drivers up there, which is the memory that's going to continually increase, my drivers should be leaking memory, or I'm sure that's what it is, because that number always continues to go up. It's considered a leak. That's not good. Sometimes you can live with a small leak. Say that number went from 1200 to 2000 in an hour. That wouldn't be that dramatic, but the problem is, in my instance, is in about a half an hour, that number will triple, which is not good. In an hour, that thing would be pretty dramatic, and probably by that point, if I was playing I could experience a crash, and I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure at what point uh, that number would be too dramatic. I have 16 gigs of RAM, so I think that memory section can go as high as like I don't know, a lot. That could go pretty high. I think it could go well over 6,000, and I'd still be okay. Um, I'm assuming it could get as high as like 13,000, and I'd be okay because 16 gigs plus all the other stuff on the computer shouldn't equal up to more than that. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm also kind of wondering what's the difference between the memory number and the fact that my CPU will every once in a while get very close to 100%. And if that ever technically goes above 100%, my computer will crash. Not too sure. That's some of the tech stuff that I'm not very aware of. I understand what RAM is and what it does. I'm not too familiar with like optimization and stuff like that when it comes to the computer. But we have run this test for about 4.5 minutes so far, and we've seen that number climb from what was it, 1340 to almost 1640 now. See that CPU number just jumped up to almost 100 again. But what I'm going to do is I am going to well, let's just say for now, you can do this test if you want. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the end of this video and talk about what has happened from start to finish. I'll come back at about 30 minutes and we'll see the increase in the memory number, which you guys can see up there. Alright guys, so we are coming back into this with about 25 minutes total test time, stress test time. So you can see if you look up there, there is 4,400, almost 4,500 megabytes of total memory, and that means that I have leaked over 3,000 megabytes. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Starting out with about 1,300, going up to about that point means that that is a leak. You can tell that it's not Warframe, like I was kind of saying earlier, is because it's not this number down here. So I need to figure out what is causing this leak. And I have turned off, which DE Glenn mentioned that previously they had problems with the NVIDIA GeForce Experience. I have turned that off on my computer because I have it. I pretty much have everything turned off. I mean, you can see that there are tiny little things that are still technically running, but those shouldn't be causing any problems. There's pretty much just the recording software, which you see here, which I wasn't running in the previous test and had very similar results. And you can see that obviously Warframe is taking up a lot of memory. And like I said, it's because of some sort of leak over that way, some sort of leak. And I need to figure that out. If you guys know what's going on, let me know. I do know that Steve mentioned something about particle effects in the past, and there's some sort of issue with particle effects, and they may have to change particle effects in the future. I mean, my computer hasn't crashed at this point, so usually my videos are okay, but I have had my computer crash during videos before, and I want to get rid of that altogether. If this leak was small and didn't cause my computer to crash, I wouldn't see it as that much of a problem, but the fact that it will stop me from producing videos is something that I don't want to happen. So yeah, so I ran this test. Obviously there's a problem. Need to do something about it. If you guys know what's going on, I would really appreciate it if you drop me some comments below, letting me know maybe to try a few things. I'm gonna turn down maybe some of my settings or I don't know if it's VSync or my particles or something, and turn those down and see if I see any results. there will probably be some sort of result, probably be less data, but if it continues to actually just increase and increase and increase, then obviously I need to do something about that. But I don't want to destroy the quality on my videos, so that's why I want to fix this. I could turn all my graphics down and I might never crash, but my videos would look like garbage, so I don't want to do that. Also, like I said, if I can't figure some things out, maybe I'll be able to get a hold of D.E. Glenn or somebody and find out how to fix this. Like I said, it's not necessarily technically a Warframe thing. It appears like so. I don't know. I don't know. I hope you learned something from this. I hope that you have an idea of maybe what's going on and how to. Obviously, you can go in and tell if your computer is running fine, or if you can tell that if Warframe is doing a thing, or if your drivers are doing a thing. Then this is one way to tell. So hopefully this helped. I highly suggest doing this and testing it out because you might learn something you don't know. I will try to do a follow-up video from anything I learn as well. But in the meantime, I suggest that if you're experiencing crashes, run this test. Or if you're just curious. Honestly, I was curious to start out. But I was like, maybe this will be a dead giveaway to the problems I had in the past. And I didn't think it was going to be that bad. But obviously, that's kind of a big deal. I'm assuming that also makes my computer run with more stress. So I'm assuming my stuff is going to get hotter than it would previously. That could cost to some. That could be costly. That could literally ruin my hardware. So that's also something to look out for. And just side note, I really want to pick up all this loot. But I can't. But anyways, like I said, I hope you learned something. We're going on 30 minutes and 5,200 megabytes, almost 4,000 above what we started with. It's kind of a big deal. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, hope you learned something. Comments, all that stuff would be greatly appreciated. Thumbs up would be cool. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for all the love. And yeah, I guess until next time. And if you're here just specifically for this stress test, maybe you're not subscribed and you found me through something else, I suggest subscribing. But at the same time, then I will see you guys specifically in the follow-up video if you're interested in that. Thank you for watching, and until next time, guys. Blah!